Hi, hello. My name is Gaston Bacchiani, and I am very happy to share with you again in this Pranic World Festival a conference with you. I am Argentinian, I am living in Berlin, and I would like to share with you how the emotions brought me to this beautiful Pranic lifestyle. How I came from eating solid food and how I learned to listen to my body, and my body brought me to a subtle way. The body told me, Gaston, we need to start to eat less solid food. And then I listened and I made the process and I changed it. Um, I am living on liquids for the last 6 years, and I am working very focused on my emotions for the last 15 years. In the last years, after all the benefits I got, I started to share with people in festivals and giving conference. And today I share a tool that I discover myself, or I put it together 7 steps that I call it the feeling technology. And I am already sharing this in 12 countries in 4 languages. And I am very happy to share with you today how it works. So, for people who are starting all this nourish process or are curious, and for people that is thinking, okay, I did some processes, I'm trying to do things, but the emotions pop up again and I cannot continue. It's very difficult. So we're going to learn how we can be in contact with emotions and how we can put all things together. Especially in these days that we are in confinement, yes. So we used to be, we are obligated to be in a house or spending a lot of time together with people that perhaps before we were just a couple of hours in the night or in the morning, but now it's the whole day, the whole day, the whole day. I can imagine that a lot of emotions pop up, and we need to learn also how to deliver the emotions, how we can communicate them, not only close the mouth and swallow them and trying to put the mask and say, oh, I'm okay, I'm okay, I can survive the whole thing. Just to learn how to be transparent and how we can communicate all what is happening with us with emotions. So a little bit about Gaston. I studied business administration, and I work in finance. I was acting and dancing, and my life was very nice. And suddenly, something happened that put me in a position that I couldn't hold it anymore. A lot of emotions pop up, a lot of anger, frustration, anxiety, a lot of anxiousness, and I couldn't be clear in that moment. So I decided to put focus on that and to concentrate on what's going on inside of myself. Otherwise, I would be putting the guilt outside and always finding the bad people, the bad guys who did it to me, and I was supporting my victim state. So that was my starting point. But I tell you also the benefits of, of feeling the emotions with consciousness. As I told you 6 years ago, my body told me we need to stop eating so many things, heavy things, solid things. So the of course there was a change on the physical level, but the most important change for me was on the emotional level, that I got more inner space and I could understand what was going on in the system, and all this energy that before was giving me a contraction then was available for me, and it started to nourish myself from inside out. And this is I got a balance on the emotional level, and also on the mental level. I started not to react unconsciously, just someone say something and I answer like this. I started to have more inner space, and I could feel relaxed, and I could give my answer, and I can now give my answer from other part of myself, from other conscious part. So this is the a second very beautiful uh, benefits. This clarity of being clear and sharing what is happening with me in this moment with the people that are with me right now. And the third benefit, it was on the physical level. It was this health. It was that I started to lose weight, and my body started to be more agile and light, and I started to do more sports, run half marathons, triathlons. I like to do acrobatic. My body say, well, let's start to do flick flag and handstand and all these beautiful tricks. And I am happy. I learned all these with a lot of ears. When I was young, I couldn't jump and do crazy things, and now the body is happy to do that. So there is a lot of benefits in these three areas that I would like to share with you in this conversation. Um, I want to start with this situation that we are right now. With this virus. It doesn't matter if this situation it was just happening, or it was created by a man, or whatever it is here, and it is creating a lot of feelings with the people that we are living with, or with the situation itself, that you cannot go out and do the things that you used to do. So all these frustrations start to manifest in the body. So we're going to learn the feeling technology, these 7 steps, how we can integrate these things, how we can feel it with consciousness, and how we can have a better quarantine, or a better change in this, um, a better feeling, if you would like, on all this process that we need to be uh, locked down. I personally believe that all these things is happening for a big change, and the whole humanity, we are learning a lot of things. We are learning to valorate things that before we didn't pay attention. This, like, put it the handbrake in our life, and we stop everything. We start to have time to reflect, to go inside. And this is the invitation today to you, just to take some time to start to see what's going on inside. And especially for you that you would like to go this pranic path, how you can utilize your emotions to reach your goal, or of living in this subtle way to get new energy in the body, and utilizing less from digestion, combustions, or solid food. So um, let's start uh, with the step number 1. I call it, who is uh, the victim? Yeah, who is guilty? Who is guilty? Because when I started to work on my emotions, I discovered that if I felt as a victim, I cannot start to work on that. I was talking with a lot of people because of my special situation. For example, for you could be other things. So it's not much important the situation itself, but what is important is what you feel from the situation. In my case, was a lot of anger, a lot of anxiousness, a lot of like violence. It was like, oh, I cannot stand these things anymore. So for you could be something with your health, or could be something in your relationship, or could be something in your work, or whatever it is. When something happened and generate anxiety, fears, sadness, all these emotions, if we don't want to feel them with consciousness, are going to be always there. So first step is I am going to be a victim, or I would like to take the responsibility of my emotions. So first step is taking this responsibility, saying, okay, what happened is what happened. I cannot change the past, but I would like to do something. And what I can do is to observe, or to observe the way I interpret and I understand what this situation around me generates or create in my physical body. So we are going to work on one very specific thing that I call it the body sensation, because all the life and all the emotions can generate only two body sensations. It's a contraction, or this is two groups at least, a contraction or an expansion. If you feel a contraction, we grow up in a society that told us, okay, there's something wrong with you, there's something that you need to fix or something to heal. And but when you feel an expansion, it's, oh, everything is perfect. I feel love, I feel peace, I feel that everything flows. So it's beautiful like this. When the body expands, nobody wants to change anything. The problem is when the body starts to contract, and we don't want to feel these contractions. So during these 7 steps, we are going to learn how to feel these contractions with consciousness, how they are created, and what that means that this contraction is here in my body doing something. So first step is who is guilty. I am a victim, the people are there, or I decided to take the responsibility. So when I decided to take the responsibility, I go to the number 2. And that means that I need to change. For example, someone did something to me and I feel angry. I start the sentences to say, I feel angry. I feel this. It's not more he or she or the life or God or whatever did it to me. If I remain in this all consciousness, this is the all consciousness of Gaston. When I remain in that level, I couldn't evolve. It was always for me, for me, for me. And I had this software very, very deep inside of my subconscious. So I discovered that I needed to live it. So I start to see, to change in the new way and say, well, I feel insecure, or I feel sad, or I feel with anger, and I feel contractions on that. And then I realized that the way that I saw things, yes, for example, if I start seeing like this with this filter, you know, oh, the life is orange, and everything in my subconscious that think that life is orange start to appear here, sadness or a contraction. So I need to learn that depends on the glasses through I'm looking to this reality, to these facts, to this situation. So for instance, if I change and I get other glasses, the body sensations change. Oh, it's not so bad, it's not late, it's not like that, oh, it's okay. But in order to change my unconscious mental structures, because they are subconscious mental structure, I cannot see them because they are in this part that my mind cannot catch them and change them. I try a lot in programming, doing affirmations, but it didn't work so much for me. So that is why I decided to work with this part of the body. Before, I was working here with my mind, trying to resolve things, trying to fix things. And then I discovered that if I go here to the body, I could do a lot of things. Actually, it happened itself. It's not something that I am changing. It's something that it's happening itself. So in the step number 2, it's what I feel. So I started describing, okay, I feel fear, I feel insecurity, I feel this, and I started to communicate this with people. And I'm also saying, well, this is what I'm feeling. You are not responsible, because I realize that all these things that I am feeling, these contractions, because if I don't feel any contraction, I actually don't realize that I am feeling something. Observing your life. When something happens, there is somewhere a contraction. The body is telling you. If you don't feel any contraction in the body, you don't realize that there is something wrong. So the body, it's a big tool that we are going to utilize. So change to the number 2 and say, well, start to describe what do you feel. Okay. So also, how we can realize these things is because there is a formula that I call it the ABC of the emotions. If something happened A and generate a contraction here equal a contraction, and I was trying in my old consciousness to change A, to change the situation. But then I realized that this B part, these subconscious mental structures, can change the result, can change from a contraction to expansion. And when it happened this, I say, wow, I don't have to change the people outside me. I don't have to change my mother saying that, or to change my partner saying that, or my father, or my son, or my boss. They can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. I have to be clear that they are saying what they're saying because their own glasses. Okay, so I cannot work on them. I try unconscious to manipulate. Of course, we develop manipulation strategies because we want that the A change, or the situation change, or the people change. So I'm not feeling this contraction in my body anymore, or my fear, or whatever. So working in the unconscious, it's for me the key. It was the key. Just because I got empowered. I said, wow, I can change a contraction to an expansion without changing people outside. How it works. Okay, perfect. So first, step 1, I'm not a victim. Step 2, what do I feel? I understand that there is things in my unconscious, in my subconscious, so I utilize the body. The body, we are going to utilize in the step number 3, because the body is the compass who is telling us, okay, let's do this, let's do that, observe here. And the body, if you are humble enough to allow yourself, your mind, your will, and be guided step by step from your body is going to bring you to a good health, to a mental clarity, and to an emotional balance. Just trust the process. So in the number 3, what we do is we learn where it is located. Instead of worry about what is happening outside, or what is these people, or why these people is telling me this, or why it happened this to me, if it is karma, or if it is that I have to pay something, or from other life, or whatever. Do you feel it? Yes. It is in your body? Yes. So take it where it is. Oh, Gaston, I feel the contraction here in my throat. When these things happen, my throat closes. Okay. Oh, no, here it's a fear in my plexus. My chest is contracting. Or I feel anger, anger in my stomach. It's burning, Gaston, it's burning. Okay, so there is a little table that we can choose. My experience with all the people that I was sharing the feeling technology, there are 3 points in the body, places, throat, plexus or chest, and stomach. And the motion can move from one place to other, but this is the most places. You can have pain in muscles or in the head or in the legs. But then when you start to feel the motion and when you say yes to the motion, start to appear in this part. And the key is say, okay, I feel uh, anger in my stomach. I will feel it. Okay, so we locate it. So we are so far away to put guilt outside. We take the responsibility. We understand which is the emotion. Number three, we locate it. Why for me it's so important? I call this smart body. Why it's so important? Because thanks to your body, you can touch this subconscious mental structure. It's like your being want to expand, and there is some limitation that you cannot see. It's like being in jail or in a cage. And your body wants to expand and feels the pressure. So feeling the pressure is actually upgrading these patterns that hold us under pressure. It's like something needs to grow. It's like I used to say also, when I was 10 years old, my foot was growing and my mother need to change my shoes every 6 months. And she said, well, again, and I said, well, mama, it's growing. It's growing. What can I do? So this is the way. So remember, in the old consciousness, the people say if there is a contraction, there is something wrong. You need to heal something. You need to put bad energy. This is toxic. Um, this is toxic. Don't take it. I invite you to be open and say, well, I would like to expand a little bit more and to utilize this possibility of this contraction to expand my consciousness and let it in. It's not going to happen nothing wrong because we are not ill. We are not wrong. There is not something that we need to repair. For me, it feels like there is some electromagnetic information in the system, some frequencies that they are not, it's like a guitar that is not fine tuned. So we need to fine tune the guitar and we need the body to do this fine tuning itself, allowing the process to happen. Yes. So I was listening to some scientific doctors and people studying all these kind of things with emotions. Greg Braden it's also talking about that emotions can rewrite the DNA. So if we would like to upgrade, we need to learn to feel the emotions with consciousness. Personally, I believe that the next step of humanity, we are moving from the mind, from the logical level to the body, to the feeling. So we are going to start to resolve things or develop ways of interacting each other in economy, in all the levels, in education, but putting first the feelings. So we need to reconnect the system because these feelings or this contraction are rewriting our DNA. So we are getting higher and higher frequencies. I would like to explain something very, very little before to go to the step number 4. And it is that if you know in physics, a frequency, if it is slow, contract. If it is a high frequency, quicker, expand. So for me, it's like when I feel a contraction, there is some low energy that it is not accepted in my system. I need to put this frequency somehow and make enough space that this frequency can be playing in my song, in my music. It's like a keyboard in a piano. I let this frequency be part of myself so I can reconnect with people on that. If I don't accept it, if I don't put it, if I reject it, it's going to knock the door always, or knock the body and press somehow, and till the moment I stop and I turn around and I listen to it and I pay attention to it and I take it with consciousness. So the whole process for me is allowing the frequency to have a place in the body. Okay, so this is about, and not only going higher, like in a piano, going higher, higher, higher on this part of the piano, we need to learn to put lower frequencies in the consciousness. You know, when we put lower frequencies, we also, it's like, playing a bass. In the music, only with this part, but it is nice to have in the music also the dum, 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 dum. It's this bass give us this lower frequency is part of the harmony of the totally of frequencies. So if we would like to grow and expand, we don't need to go only just elevating frequencies. I share with you one personal experience is before I wanted to be enlightened. I wanted to be like a special person, very connected with special beings or higher beings. And one day I realized from inside came the information, Gaston, you are already all these things. All of you, everybody are already all these things. We need to develop a consciousness that integrates all these higher frequencies and learn to feel the lower frequencies in the body. And it's like this consciousness is a bridge. So we need to grow in two directions. At the same time that we go higher, also we go deeper. It had nothing to do to go to the hell or to go to something that it's karma very bad in life, or it feels uncomfortable, yes, but I invite you, because my own experience and confirm from a lot of people, a lot of cultures, that once you start to learn to feel the contraction with consciousness, the same frequency adjusts and dissolves this contraction in the system, because you have a yes, you accept it. We need to learn to stop to trying to put things out. We just need to learn to breathe, to stay there, to open and feel it. So we're going to go there. So number 3, we locate it in the body. So then the people say to me, Gaston, okay, I'm not the victim, I take responsibility, I know what I feel, which emotion it is, I locate it in the body. Why should I feel it? I don't want. And this is the number 4. The question number 4 is, why should I feel this emotion? Because of this integration process. Of course, you don't have to believe me. It's not something that you have to have faith. When you start to do it, 1 minute at home, you can try after the conference. When someone says something, you recognize boom, 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 where it is located. Dedicate only 1 minute to breathe and allow this process. And you're going to start to feel expansion. The whole system release itself. And once you get it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you start to discover the magic of saying, yes, I want to feel it. And once you have a yes, you say, well, okay, let's go. And you go to the number 5. Because you cannot integrate an emotion like this. I don't want to feel it. He has to change or she has to change. I don't want to feel it. And this is not going to work. So I have to be honest and clear with you. You have to have an inner yes. Everybody I know that had an inner yes say to me, Gaston, I'm ready to feel. Let's jump. For me, it's like a swimming pool full of something that you don't like to feel. Shit. And we need to dive there. It feels uncomfortable? Yes. but the gain is so good, the benefits are so good. So then we start to understand the importance of feeling this with consciousness. So let's go to the number 5. The number 5 is the integration itself, the station number 5. So I have a yes now. I'm not a victim. I am responsible for my emotions. I know where are they, which are they, where are they, and I say yes. And in that moment, it's something that I told to the people. It is very important that we do it in this way. For example, if you have a contraction here, in your chest, instead of trying to pull it out, observe it, and you will see this. Hi, Gaston. I love this little thing. I love to see my emotions like a little Gaston, a little part of me. Yes, that's me. I am the motion. I'm trying to talk with him, but he didn't listen before. I know because I was unconscious. But then when I started to relate like this, instead of trying to do like, go away, no, Gaston, don't do that. I am here. I realized that this is also part of the system, part of myself. So I start to be humble, to be transparent, and to be honest and say, okay, come on. I embrace you. I hold you. You can be also part of my life. I accept you. And in the moment that I have this new mental setup with the contraction, all these feelings start to do like, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, Gaston. Thank you for giving me my space. And when we get the space, this part that before was contracting start to relax. Yes, it feels better now. Yes, I love it. So this feeling of sharing my new consciousness or the consciousness of Gaston today, embracing the little Gaston or the Gaston who has pain or has fear or he feels insecure, whatever, or sad. When I do this, the whole system starts to relax. And the beautiful thing here is that we don't have to do something special. The whole system do it itself. So I invite you to do these things. So in the number 5, when something starts to press somewhere, we just stop. We let it happen. We breathe. And we expand. We open our arms. We have this yes and I say, yes, I am here. Come on, do it yourself. I am going to allow you to do the process. And this is the magic. We don't need to do something special. The whole system recalibrates itself, fine-tune itself. So, and this energy that before, was like doing like this, start to relax. Yes, and start to help you. So if you ask me, Gaston, I feel nourished from all this energy available in the system now. Before was creating contraction. It was like electricity. It was something electromagnetically that it's happening in my body. This contraction needs energy to make the muscles like this. It feels so real. So now, when we create more inner space, all these contractions start to dissolve and this energy start to flow. It's like before you were like a ball like this with water inside, but then you put more water and you expand and the water keep moving and expand the ball. Before was just pressing from outside trying to go inside yourself, inside your consciousness. So in this station, the number 5, we just relax and we feel with consciousness and we breathe. Of course, it's not something that feels so well at the beginning. It's painful, yes. It's uncomfortable, yes. But just do it till the moment you can do it. You don't need to, or you don't have to integrate in one shot a lot of things. Just step by step. Breathe and experiment yourself. What you are developing is this communication between you, consciousness, and your body and your soul, your being. All the things start to come together, you know, and let it happen itself. So this is the number 5, and then we can keep looping there and feeling again and generate more inner space. The other important things for me is after we learn and after, for example, we feel the integration, we did the integration. Let's take an example. For example, someone left me, my partner left me, and I felt so alone. And it was her guilt, her guilty, it was, yes, she was guilty, she was guilty. And I feel so alone, and it's a pain, and I feel it in my heart, you know. And this pain is like a knife picking me, going inside. That means that there is some part of me that feels insecure, for example, that feels that I need someone. It's like I have other beautiful thing. It's like this. Like when I have this need, it's something like I'm trying to put my tube to someone to take what I need. This energy, this love, this attention, this please give me value. We are looking like this. And I see a lot of couples or partners, just that one person put to the other and the other here, and they are complaining because, oh, she is not giving me what I'm looking for, or he is not giving me what I'm looking for. And I invite people, also couples, to take out the tube from your partner and to reconnect it to yourself, that you can learn how to feel it. And how you do that, it's learning which is your needs. So the number 6 is after we did the integration, we start to observe which are our needs, and we can write it. Okay, I had this need and I had this need. And the cool thing here, wow, too much talking. The cool thing here is that we don't need to manipulate people to give us attention, for example, or value, for example, or whatever we are looking for. It's to realize that we have this need, and instead of trying to manipulate people or to connect people, we put it here, and we feel this need, this lack with consciousness, because this need also manifests a contraction in the body. So, for example, fear of being alone. This is something that the people used to ask me. They're in a couple and they are still in the couple because they cannot be alone, for example. Or the partner went with other person. Okay, just relax, lie on the bed, let your partner relax, don't put the energy there. Just do like this, work inside of yourself, take the responsibility, and see, I feel alone, I feel insecure, I feel that I am dying. So you allow all these things manifest in the body, you locate it, you breathe, you feel the pain, you keep going in this direction. And after a couple of times, this need dissolve. The same need not generate any contraction anymore in you. It happened. It sounds so miracle, but the need dissolve. And you dissolve it. You remember the two? You dissolve it, not putting things inside, not trying to connect to other people. You dissolve it just reconnecting the two and feeling, and the whole things do like and dissolve inside of you. Because this little part, you know, this little Gaston who felt alone, for example, and has fear of dying, or I cannot survive. Yes, in the moment that you accept it and you embrace it, the whole system start to be like in unity, and the manifestation of these contractions dissolves, disappears. Is it a healing, Gaston? This I cannot say that because I don't think that we are wrong or ill. It's just a fine tuning. The frequencies start to come clear in the system. And once we got to this point, then we can go to the number 7. And the number 7 is the sharing clarity itself. What that means? It means that once I integrate one fear, one frustration, one sadness, I made enough inner space for me that I can offer to the other people who are feeling the same things. All the contractions and the frequencies that I integrated in my consciousness, I can offer this space to others. That they can be there in front of me, they can shout at me, for example, they can be angry, and I can see what happened in myself. First, I was angry, I felt frustration. In my case, Gaston, I felt pain, big, big, big pain. And then below the pain, I found a need. But all these steps generate contractions in different parts of the body. So I utilize the body to readjust, to reconnect all these frequencies inside of the system. And now when someone is coming and are playing this fear, this frequency of fear, for example, I don't need to judge him or her or say, oh, you are toxic, oh, you have bad energy. No, I can see that you feel the contraction because I can feel the contraction myself. Because we are all interconnected in these frequencies. And when someone is feeling something, I feel it also. We feel it all together. For some people, it's easier to feel, for other people, not so much. But we can develop this capability with focus, this attention. So I think it's important that we go all this process and then we can share this process with the people. So the number 1, it's like I am connected with my surrounder, with the people around me, and then I disconnect it. And number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6, it's inside of my work. It's like a cocoon. And the number 7, I come back out and I reconnect to the society. I reconnect to the people. And when I have more inner space and a situation appears that I get contracted, I share with clarity. I say, well, in this moment, I feel a contraction in my throat, or I feel a pain in my heart. And this is my truth. And nobody can say, no, it's not like this. And you can share your truth. And at the same time, you can say also, and I take the responsibility that all these things are happening in myself. I know that this happened because of these subconscious mental structures. Remember? So when you share all this information with people, the other person feels that you are aware of what's going on in your system and start to respect you and give a space. And if not, and if the other person is so confused in her or his, let's say, pain or frustration or anger, you say, okay, I'm going to go out to integrate my emotions. And then when I am clear, I come back and I deliver my message to you. We cannot deliver a message if we are like this, because the other person is going to feel our contraction. So we need first to integrate the whole system, the whole frequencies, and then we can share. And this is for me a healthy way to do that. So because of this, after, in my case, 9 years trying to develop all this stuff, being clear with myself, my body told me, now you are so clear in the mind, you have enough space in your consciousness, in your emotion body. So now you need to adjust your physical body. And that is why for me this process was a very natural process. I never push. Also, my family, my friends ask me, wow, because I go out with them, I go to the restaurant with them, I keep sharing, I keep making fun, laughing, dancing, partying together, but I don't put solid food. I drink my juices. I don't drink either alcohol. I cannot anymore. My body say, no, please, not alcohol, not solid things, just these liquids. And I drink juices from fruits and vegetables. At the moment, more green fruits. Green vegetables. I like this green or this feeling of drinking chlorophyll. So, and I feel from inside that I'm going to continue till drinking teas only. And then, well, when the next step appears, I go there. And I would like to share with you that I'm doing this also when I am working, you know, because I have to do work with people in finance. I need to make calls, I need to write emails, I need to negotiate. And it's so beautiful because when I get some frustration because someone didn't send the contract that he said, oh, get contraction, and the energy consumed is like, so I go and I drink, for example, almond milk, click, 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 and then say, no, just relax and breathe, expand, feel the frustration, and the whole system relax. And when start to relax again, I don't need all the things. So I invite you to observe all this frustration and emotions and the relationship between the food, between the chewing with anxiety, for example, or fears, or anger. And there is a relationship there. So we need to, for me, it's very important to pay attention to the emotions. If you choose to do other practices, do it, because all of us, we have different ways to evolve, to expand our consciousness. But be aware that emotions, if you are escaping from them, trying not to feel it, somewhere in your evolution path, you are going to learn how to integrate them. We need to give this space to all these emotions inside of us and feel them. And then what you get, the people say, Gaston, you get more energy, you get more love, you get more all these beautiful things. And I say, well, actually, none of those. What I feel is inner space and peace. It's a feeling of, okay, everything is okay, how it is. And there is no contraction. And life still moving, things still happening, but I feel relaxed. And I can choose what my intuition say now. Okay, let's go here, let's go there. That is fun. and not react, yes, unconsciously. So I think this is a little bit my experience and how I share with people in retreats, in talks, in webinars. If you would like to have more information, you can look for gastonbacchiani.com also, and you can write me, and I am happy to share with you. There is other other things that some people ask me. I have still a couple of minutes, and I think it's worth to share. Some people ask me, Gaston, which is the difference between fasting and living on prana or getting energy from other part? Um, when I ask my body, I ask, should I do fasting? And my body say, well, if you only do fasting, on the long term, you're going to feel weak. You need to learn to understand that there is other possibility to nourish your physical body. And it's going to be nourished from a subtle level, subtle frequencies. So fasting is very good for cleaning, for allowing the body to put a lot of stuff outside of the body. But it is also important to understand that we can be nourished from other things. And when this knowledge resonate with you, the body start to activate it itself. Um, my um, I would say one wish is not push. My body told me always, Gaston, please don't push me, don't push me. Be gentle, listen, and feel, and be compassionate with me. Don't push. So don't do things to your body with pushing. I know that some people does and it works, but for me, with pushing is not sustainable. Because I never push, I don't feel that I am holding or I need to put effort in being a liquidarian or a person who doesn't need solid food. It's something that evolves natural. So be soft, be gentle, be gentle with your body and listen and listen. Um, Other question is what about death and life? And my own experience is when you start to go deeper and deeper inside of you, the last fear is the fear of death. So, in this fear of death, actually, we don't have fear of dying itself. What we have fear is of losing things or the body sensations before dying. Because when you die, then it's no feeling anymore, no contraction anymore. So it's just nothing. Well, at least it's what we think. So what I invite the people is to feel till this depth of feeling of dying. Because if you learn to do this, if you learn to feel uh, living things, not attaching to things, just flowing and being alone and be yourself, and you go till the end, till the feel of dying, and you train these contractions. One day you are going to leave your body, but you're going to be ready because you already train how it feels and you breathe and you integrate, you know. So it's very beautiful to go every night to bed and just to relax and say, well, did I do everything what I wanted to do today? Did I say it and everything that I wanted to say to the people I love, or the contraction that I wanted to share with something, my truth? So once you start to learn to live your every moment 100% transparent, this fear of dying go less and less and less. I know that there is a lot of also safe programs, cellular programs, because when I started to go inside of myself, start to appear pain that I never had in this life. So in my case was torture. I remember a lot of torture that I felt in my physical body, and also dying already 3 times, and also being myself violent, and killing people. So I was remembering both part of the story and all the things I was feeling with consciousness in my body. So my body was shaking, but I allowed the process to happen. And once this process readjusting the consciousness, it's not more, for example, if I felt till the end this dying fear and then I'm still here, it feels like I died, but I'm still in the same body. And I reborn again and die and reborn again. So we can do it with each emotion. And I can only share that it's a beautiful thing. Um, I would suggest that if you're going to go deep, 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 so deep inside, do it with other person. Not itself, it's so hard, but do it with other people. But you can reach this depth inside of you. Hmm. 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 Well, I think it's I share with you in this hour very shortly a lot of information, and I would like to share with you just 1 minute more, just to feel the body together, so you can do your exercise right now at home. If you're listening till here, that means that you resonate with this energy, with this way of seeing things. So just feel it in your body. And I feel that I would like to share with you some toning, some frequencies that you can keep it in your system. Actually, we don't need to talk to share clarity, to share frequencies. Just being there to other people with awareness, it's enough. The subconscious part connect. A big hug for you from heart to heart. All the best and love for you and your body and your soul and your being. It was very nice to share with you this moment. See you soon.